mic got unplugged. There we go. My mic was unplugged from the USB. Yes, okay. Good. Good. Okay. That is I'm really pissed off because my unmute and turn on camera game was on point today, and my mic was unplugged. What the fuck? That's really fucking annoying. So what happened was the part that plugs into my computer had been unplugged for some reason. Um, I wonder how he was being. I wonder how my kid was being heard on Zoom yesterday then. Note to audience in future, watch for the glowy red spot. That is the first thing that I can blame on functional. Hello, Justin. So, as I was explaining before I realized my mic was not plugged in, Functional, I was not able to get a hold of Functional. I did send him the link just in case he is able to make it. I'm hoping he didn't have like another fall or anything like that because I remember he was recovering from a bit of an injury last we spoke. So I'm hoping he's doing okay. But I did send him the link just in case he happens to pop open his DMs because he's more than welcome. And so, what I was going to say, hello, good night. Hello, Richo. Hello there, Justin. Hello there, Costin. Hello there, Wikipedia snippet. Hello, Lord Famine. I hope you're all doing fantastic. And for those of you who missed the game streams where I've been explaining why I'm still here, because I was freaking out about going up to Ottawa last coffee stream, I ended up coming down with a cold. And my aunt just, she's got 4 kids to take care of. She couldn't afford to catch this. So the deal was that I was supposed to get better, which I am. It's my, I'm clearing everything out of me. And my uncle did pass on Sunday. So Pincalo, the boys, and I will be driving up on Saturday for his. We're gonna do a celebration of life instead of a funeral. So all of the generous donations I received last Friday are going to go towards like fuel costs and just stuff for the drive up. So it is still being used to assist in a a voyage to 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 say my goodbyes and reminisce and all that. So um, I just want to be as transparent as I can with everybody. But I've got a bunch of news that we're gonna cover today. The coof is almost as evil as the cold. It is road snacks. Yes, exactly. Um, so yes, and don't forget, you guys, you can either get merch or you can just send in a donation through blindpress.net. And so we've got some news both from Canada and from around the world. I'm trying my best. Like, I think I've gotten a couple of election stories, but I'm really trying because everybody's covering it, right? So I'm just trying to cover other stuff. But before we get into the news, I just wanted to make a quick observation. It really feels like to me right now in this year, aptly 2020, that we are in a giant game of 20 questions and nobody knows what the answer is. Like, no, there, you know how in 20 questions there's supposed to be somebody who actually knows the answer? They're supposed to pick the thing that people are asking the questions about. Yeah, nobody knows what that thing is. So everyone's just asking questions, and nobody actually has the definitive answer. Hello, Sora. Good morning. So yeah, nobody has the answer for the 20 questions game that we're playing. So everyone's just guessing, whether it be COVID related or election related or climate change related or political correctness or social justice or whatever the topic may be. Nobody has the answer, and everyone's just freaking, is it this? Is it this? It's just ridiculous. Transparency is also evil, says Costin. Just ask Justin Trudeau. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Um, at the risk of sounding insensitive, it's my uncle slash godfather, who passed away. He was diagnosed in September with a glioblastoma brain cancer, and it is one of the most aggressive brain cancers. And by the time it was diagnosed, it was already stage 3, developing to stage 4. And it was, just to give you an idea how rapid it was, he went into the hospital for the first time on September 17th, was diagnosed on like the 19th, I believe, of September, and passed on November 22nd. So that's how quick it was. It was just, and we're all still kind of going like, what? Like, we're all just kind of, it's not quite real yet. Um, it's just kind of just weird. Um, but what we're gonna do, because he didn't want like a mournful goodbye. He wanted people to, come play his favorite games, eat his favorite food, tell stories, you know, uh, just have a good time, have a party. Um, and so that's what we're gonna do. So we're heading up on Saturday to do that. So that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, so that's my theory, is that we're living in a giant game of 20 questions where nobody has the actual answer. And it's really getting old. Like, you play 20 questions when you're on a long trip, and eventually it gets boring. Well, it's boring now. It's very boring, and I'm very done with it. Um, let's see. I'm gonna quickly go back over to Twitter here and open up my DMs and get a story open here. I'm not sure how long I will be streaming for, because I'm sure you can hear I'm still a bit croaky. Um, I'm not I'm not feeling sick, but I'm getting I'm getting all the crap out of me, so I'm doing a lot of coughing, and so my throat's a little rough. So we'll see how long I can last. but we will forage ahead, as they say. All right, let's go to the screen sharing spot. Ooh. Okay, where are we here? No, don't do that. Come back here. I need the screen sharing button. All right. Blah, blah, blah. Full screen layout. All sorts of screen layouts. Okay. No, no, no. You went too fast. Share screen. There we go. So, this is apparently something that happened to the governor of New Jersey, I believe. The sniffles are strong with this one. They are. I remember a few months before my mom died and I got the news she had lung cancer. That was sometime in the fall of 2002. By the end of by January 2003 she was dead. Oh man. I had just moved to my present apartment. That's rough. That's really rough. Okay. So apparently somebody called the governor a dick. Let's take a look here. Okay, let's move the microphone over here so that voiceover can be heard. And the headline says, "You're such a dick." Stop that. Stop refreshing. Oh, come on. Where are we here? So, where are we here? There we go. You're such a dick. So somebody called this man a dick during a dinner, I guess. Why am I back in StreamYard? I don't want to be there. I want to be here. Okay. You're such a dick. New Jersey Governor Murphy confronted at family dinner after ordering... Wait, after ordering what? After ordering limited in-house gatherings. Yeah. Well, it's happening all over the place. In California, in New Jersey. Didn't Congress have to cancel their incoming dinner for their new congressmen because everybody was just like up in arms over it? Thank you, Wiki. Likewise to you. Alright. So this... Please don't paywall me. You're gonna paywall me, aren't you? Oh, you bastards. Yep, they're gonna paywall me. Okay, so apparently the New Jersey governor got yelled at because he had a family dinner, which I'm assuming was a large gathering. And people were rightly upset about that. Which, this is what's getting me really upset. Because there are so many, do this or Christmas won't happen. Do that or Christmas won't happen. And when I say Christmas won't happen, Christmas the way we usually do Christmas. And It's like, just be honest and say that this year it's not going to work. Like, just don't hold that over our heads. Do you know what I mean? It's just very frustrating. So let's take a look at a different story that probably is not paywalled. No, I think they canceled it. At least I know Pelosi. There were two. Pelosi had one, and then Congress had one. Pelosi may have canceled hers. Okay. Let's go back over here and share the screen. Share the screen. So this is a story from Gunfox. Let's see here. Where is the thing? Okay, locals' reaction to Thanksgiving restrictions on alcohol sales. Oh, wait a minute. Restricting alcohol sales on Thanksgiving when you have to deal with family, that's just mean. That's just cruel. Let's see. Is there an article or is there just a video? I mean, if there's a video, I can try and play it, but... Oh, no, there's an article. Okay. Okay, so this is from Reading, Pennsylvania. VoiceOver is going to pronounce it like reading because VoiceOver is special. And let's take a listen.
Reading, PA. The state is instituting new mitigation efforts as the coronavirus continues to spread across the Commonwealth, and locals are challenged by the additional restrictions on bars and restaurants. The new guidelines include a stay-at-home advisory and further restrictions on indoor and outdoor crowd sizes. Indoor events will be limited to a maximum of 5-10% of their capacities, or at most 500 people, regardless of venue size. Outdoor events will max out at 2,500 people, a third of the prior restriction.
Where? Wow, those are huge numbers still. What are you all bitching about?
State officials are advising people to gather only with people of the same household, and increasing enforcement of the mask order. Third-party AdCon. Governor Tom Wolf is also suspending alcohol sales for several hours on the night before Thanksgiving. I have issued an order to suspend alcohol sales at all bars and restaurants at 5 p.m. on just one night, Wednesday, November 25th, Secretary of Health Dr. Rachel Levine announced during a COVID-19 briefing on Monday.
Oh, so just at bars and restaurants. Okay, so I thought they meant like all liquor sales. So you can still go to the liquor store and get yourself some liquor if you've got a family member staying over that's really pissing you off. Let's see here. That's one day you're supposed to kick back and have a few. Exactly. Oh, Mr. Scott. Thank you for the $2 tip. Does anyone else suddenly suspect Mr. Scott of being awesome? Let's see here.
It caught me by surprise today, but it didn't shock me, Jim Giuffrida said. Wednesday is the biggest day of the year for bars and restaurants. Giuffrida owns Jimmy G's Railroad House Sports Bar and Jimmy G's Beverly Hills Tavern, both in Berks County. You are currently on it. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to eliminate large gatherings, people partying, staying up late, and too much group interaction, Giuffrida said.
Yeah, but you can still, like, I thought they, okay.
Still, yeah. It is a tough pill to swallow as Giuffrida's businesses struggle to stay afloat.
I bet.
We're getting by, just hoping we could make it to spring. But I gotta tell you, if it weren't for the PPP loans, these businesses would be gone by now, he said.
Yep. And the other problem is that, a lot of people aren't, they're not looking to and calling to see if small businesses have moved their stuff online, because some of them are. And people are tending to go back to the big box stores. So that's also hurting small businesses.
Customers also are disappointed. We usually have a nice get-together, William Spoon Howard said as he looked over a menu. This year, every holiday has been ruined. Every get-together has been ruined this year.
Yep.
Jufrida said an uptick in takeout orders is helping him make ends meet, but the bar business is down significantly. He said that not being able to serve alcohol past 5 p.m. on one of the biggest nights of the year is another huge blow, just weeks before Christmas.
Yeah, I bet. Like that is like getting together with people who are passing through town on their way, like, maybe they can't stop at your place, but they have time to, pass through and have dinner and have a few drinks. Like that's a big draw. And that really has to hurt the restaurant business. It's really sad. Let's see.
If we could have stayed open until 8 p.m. and at least had dinner out of it, but now we won't even do a dinner because I can't sell alcohol after 5 o'clock, he said.
Yeah, exactly.
Third-party ad.
That's sad.
Chrome busy. Chrome has new window. These people still have to make a living, Spoon Howard chimed in. You still have to support the wait staff, the bartenders. You are currently...
Exactly. Like, how are these people
Chrome
supposed to pay their staff?
While steadfast support for local restaurants has been enough to help some businesses make it through, many in the industry are calling on lawmakers to step up to the plate. If this goes into the spring, that's not going to cut it. So, we're going to need more help, Jufrida said. You are
Yeah, unfortunately, he's not wrong.
List 5 items.
Like, if they're gonna force people not to work, then what do they expect? They have to help them. If they don't want people to be working, they have to help them out. But people want to work. Okay, let's see. What's the next story that I have here? So I think I've got one more before I jump into the stuff from Pink Hollow. So this is another one from Gun Fox. Okay. All right, let's see. So, apparently, airlines push for COVID-free passports as vaccine race heats up. Okay. That sounds interesting. I hope that's not a clickbaity headline and that they've got something to say about this.
The International Air Transport Association, IATA, announced Monday that it's in the final development phase of a digital passport mobile app that would receive COVID-19 test and vaccination certificates.
Oh, hell no. Your medical information? Your medical information would be sent to an airline app?
Why it matters, per link, a statement. You are from Nick Curran, IATA Senior Vice President of Airport, Passenger, Cargo and Security. The app would get people traveling again safely, as the airline industry seeks to recover from the pandemic.
It would also give the airline access to your fucking medical data because it would be giving you a vaccine papers? Do you have your vaccine papers? And why not just... do you not see the slippery slope? It's gonna be... First it's just gonna be... Hello? What? Why are you calling me about this right? Okay. You know I'm live, right? Oh my god. Pincalo just called me randomly to go, you know what would be a really great movie? Alien versus Predator, but with Sigourney Weaver and Arnold Schwarzenegger now. And I'm like, why are you calling me with this right now? I'm live. Oh, hell no. Like, I would trust an airline not to sell that for profit. Exactly, Lord Famine. Phone calls are evil. I blame Pincalo. I blame Pincalo too, especially for that. That's why I'm like, you know I'm live, right? And he goes, right, bye! Oh my god. Oh, Pincalo.
List 1 item. End of the list. Driving the news, IATA's announcement comes after 3 coronavirus vaccine candidates Pfizer BioNTech, Moderna and the University of Oxford AstraZeneca, this month. Link. Reported efficacy rates of 90% or more. Chrome has new...
So? I don't want an airline having vaccine information. Like, all you need to be able to do, like, is you should just have a note like you do when you get your freaking Hep B vaccines. Yes, I've got that vaccine checkbox checked off. I would not want an airline having an actual certificate of my vaccine. No, he's not trolling me. He literally forgot. Freddy and Jason versus Predator and Alien. That would be an interesting movie, Mr. Scott.
For the record, Qantas CEO Alan Joyce has publicly thrown his support behind COVID passports.
COVID passports. Fuck you! No! No, 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 no. No COVID passports. If you're gonna have those, then you need to have passports for every vaccine. Alright, do you have the COVID, Hep B, TB, smallpox, polio, diphtheria, malaria, meningitis passport? Like, Jesus Christ, the COVID passport. Just being special then. Yep. That's why he's called the special. I'm actually really thinking of when we start the road trip up on Saturday. Because I have Streamlabs mobile on my phone and it actually works now because they updated it. I'm really thinking of going live for the road trip. The blind and the special go on a road trip. I think that might be fun. But yeah, this just seems like a phenomenally bad idea. A COVID passport. No, thank you.
Link. Channel 9. On Monday, that Australia's national carrier planned to require travelers to provide proof of having a coronavirus vaccination as a non-negotiable condition of international air travel. List 1 item. End of the big picture. IATA and British Airways parent company, International Airlines Group, IAG, have been working together on the digital pass and plan to conduct a trial later this year, with the launch slated for Q1 2021, IATA said.
Of course.
List 2 items. Alan link, period, other link. Chrome has a new
I
window.
do not like this idea. I do not like the papers feel of this. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm very much against that idea. Alright, let's go find some of the stories from Pinkalo. And judging by how my throat feels, I'm gonna just go until 1 o'clock, you guys. Hello, Mr. No. Yeah, I'm just gonna go till 1, cause my throat is, I'm sure you can hear it. Alright. Here we go with the stories from Pinkalo. Okay. Not that one. Oh, here's an interesting one. It's called Crime Hunter, when the guillotine blades finally fell. Interesting. Let's go and share the screen here. StreamYard. Ugh, I can hear it in my voice. Okay, here we go. This is from the Toronto Sun. Crime Hunter, when the guillotine's final blade fell. So this... Wow, we executed somebody by guillotine in 1973? Holy shit. Interesting. Okay. I'm glad I stumbled across this one in DMs.
There had been so much death and heartache during the 6 long years of war between 1939 and 1945 that people were sick of it. Thus began the long march to oblivion for the death penalty in Western nations. You are currently...
I didn't make that connection, honestly.
Heading level 2. Advertisement. Empty. Even the US put the death penalty on hold starting in 1967. America once again revved up its death machine 10 years later.
It's Death Machine.
And France, the birthplace of liberté, Égalité, fraternité kept on killing until 1977. Its method of state-sanctioned death was, well, eye-popping. YouTube video. Bad Boy Bible Thumpers.
They still use the guillotine in France?
The French continued using its revolutionary standby, the guillotine, literally off with their heads. Between 1959 and 1977, France beheaded 32 men for capital crimes, including a number of plotters who wanted to knock off President Charles de Gaulle over the country's withdrawal from Algeria. You are currently on it.
Interesting. I did not know that France continued to use the guillotine that late. Did you hear that Justin got fooled by a prank phone call supposedly by Greta Thunberg? No. I did not.
Story continues below. Third party AMP Creative AMP end up. The crime horrified the French, who demanded the Tunis. There was just one execution in 1973, Ali Ben Yanes, who butchered 7-year-old Daniele Mara during a botched robbery on September 28, 1971.
Asshole.
The crime horrified the French, who demanded the Tunisian immigrant receive the ultimate punishment for the heinous crime.
Yeah.
Daniele Mara, 7, was murdered by child killer Ali Ben Yanes. He would die for his crime. Getty Images. Christian Ranucci, 20, on June 3. Christian Ranucci, 22, went to the block on July 28, 1976. He was a door-to-door salesman who had, the head shrinkers later opined, a confused sexual identity. On June 3, 1974, he kidnapped and later battered to death 8-year-old Marie Dolores Rambla outside Marseilles. Ranucci told cops he had no intention of sexually assaulting or harming the girl.
Marseille voiceover.
Child killer Christian Ranucci was died for killing a child. Getty Images.
Was died for
At his
killing a
trial,
child?
his overbearing mother encouraged him to wear a priest's collar. It didn't help. People were hysterical about the murder of the little girl. You are
I bet.
Christian Ranucci. Photo on June 23, 1977. Jerome Henri Carrain became the second last man to be executed in France. The alcoholic father of 5 met 8-year-old Kathy Petty on October 27, 1975 in the northern French village of Arleux. Carrain lured the girl into looking for fish bait with him. He then tried to rape the girl before strangling and then drowning her. You are current.
Wow, France, what is wrong with you? But they continued to use the guillotine? Hey, Scribe. We're talking about how France continued to use the guillotine up until 1977, if you believe it. And they're going over the last people to be executed by guillotine, and they were all child killers, apparently. Which, I mean, if you're gonna use the guillotine on people, child killers would be the right people to use it on. I'm just saying. But, you know, still.
Few wept for Jerome Carrain, but the clock was ticking on the guillotine. There would be just one more execution in France before, few wept for Jerome Carrain, but the clock was ticking on the guillotine. There would be just one more execution in France before, like nearly every other Western nation, the death penalty would be consigned to history. Few wept for the footnote in France's long history with legal executions would be another Tunisian immigrant named Hamida Jandabi. Story continues below. Third-party ad contact. End of. A nurse named Elisabeth Bousquet filed a complaint against the agricultural worker. He had tried to force her into prostitution, but it would not be the end of Jandabi's pimp dreams.
Pimp dreams.
2 other young women were lured into the flesh trade by Jandabi, but he had not forgotten Bouquet's betrayal and kidnapped her on July 3, 1974. He beat and tortured her with cigarette burns before strangling her to death.
Jesus.
In September 1977, Hamida Jandabi was the last man executed in France. Getty Images. Her body was found 4 days later, and a month after that, Jandabi attempted to kidnap another girl who told the cops. He was quickly linked to the torture murder of Elisabeth Bousquet. Chrome had...
These guys are not very smart, are they? I'm glad they were guillotined. Bring back the guillotine. I agree. Yes, you missed my opener there. Check your logic. I was saying how we're all living in a game of 20 questions, but nobody knows the actual answer to the questions that we're asking. So it's just a giant guessing game. It's very frustrating.
On September 10, 1977, Jandabi became the last man executed in France. There were more death sentences, but they were all commuted. The guillotine was finished. You are currently on it. Detectives remain hopeful they can close the 1966 murder of Linda Pearson. Photo by Handout. Kentucky cops hope to crack 1974 cold case. Friends and family said Linda Pearson was a happy girl. You are currently on it.
No, I don't want to finish this. Anyway, France, I did not know that France still guillotined people until 1977. That's actually very fascinating. I didn't realize that. I'm actually glad Pincalo sent me that. I'm very glad Pincalo sent me that. That's pretty interesting. Let's see. I think we could probably get one more story before my throat gives out. Okay. Do. There we go. Okay. So, this says, this is obviously about a COVID vaccine. It says, a long way from lab bench to bedside, virus experts urge coronavirus vaccine caution. Okay, let's take a listen here.
Info bar. Chrome busy. Busy.
What did I do?
Visited. Link. Visited. Link. Add lag CXX. Visited. Link. Visited. Link. A long way from lab bench to bedside. Virus expert.
Did I just unshare the screen? Can you guys still see the screen? Let me know if I need to go reshare the screen or not. Yes, you can still see the screen? Okay, good. Okay. Volume up. And here we go.
Despite recent optimism over reported results from COVID-19 vaccine trials, virologists say there is still a long way from lab bench to bedside. In this May 25th, 2020, file photo, a lab technician extracts a portion of a COVID-19 vaccine candidate in testing at the Chula Vaccine Research Center, run by Chulalongkorn University in Bangkok, Thailand. You would think by this stage of the pandemic we would be leery and skeptical of science by press release, said Ross Upshur of the University of Toronto's Dalla Lana School of Public Health. The data that has been released was interim data, said Alison Kelvin of Dalhousie University. The trials are still going on. Link. View the interactive content on two companies, Pfizer and Moderna, have recently announced they've developed COVID-19 vaccines that are 95% effective. The news has juiced stock markets, induced politicians to call for expedited use, and blown a breath of optimism to a world weary of masks and self-isolation.
No doubt.
But wait a minute, experts say. A 95% effective vaccine doesn't mean it completely protects 95% of recipients. It means recipients have a 95% lower chance of contracting the disease than someone who didn't receive it.
Yes, and that is a significant lowering of the odds, is it not? Is it not worth that? Why must everybody look at this like doom and gloom? That is ridiculous.
It's a relative comparison, said Upshur. As well, there's a ton of data that has to be independently reviewed, none of which has yet been released. Researchers have to confirm if there's anything that might have distorted the results. You are currently...
Yes, of course you do. But, like, why does... What is it about this virus that is making everybody so, like, the authorities in particular, so eager to force people into just complete panic? I don't understand this mindset. I really don't get it.
It's important to see what the actual numbers were, to see if, for example, the people who were vaccinated with a placebo were at a higher risk of contracting the disease, Kelvin said. We want to pick apart those parameters. She says phase 3 trials, which involve large cohorts of up to 40,000 people, typically take 2 to 3 years. That's because adverse effects sometimes take a while to appear, especially if they involve smaller groups within society. You are currently...
Yes, and unfortunately right now, everyone needs a form of protection. And masks are not doing it.
Upshur points out 95% is an exceptionally high success rate. It's a new technology. It's a new vaccine. We've never had 95% efficacy before, and we've got a very bad track record with respiratory virus vaccines. You are currently...
Okay. So test it by all means, but...
Both Pfizer and Moderna have applied in the United States for emergency approval to use the vaccine. That would mean everyone in the trial gets a dose of it, effectively ending any way of monitoring its ongoing effects. Mistake, said Upshur. A side effect that only harms 1 in 15,000 people still adds up when you're inoculating billions. You are currently on...
Okay, yes.
We should let these trials run to completion.
And lock everybody down in the meantime.
He points out every clinical trial is overseen by an ethics board, which has the power to end the trial and okay the vaccine if results are unequivocal. No such decision has been made for either company. Public health agencies don't need any more skepticism over the safety of vaccines, Upshur said.
No, they don't. But they also don't need a sky is falling view of the world either.
The World Health Organization has declared vaccine hesitancy as one of the top 10 threats to global health.
Exactly.
Both scientists say the work done to prepare a possible vaccine for an unknown virus in less than a year is impressive work. Kelvin said the drug companies benefited from previous work from around the world on the Zika and MERS viruses.
Agreed.
We wouldn't be where we are today without that previous experience. Upshur said virologists understand the pressing need to come up with an answer to COVID-19, but he said more work is needed to ensure the cure isn't, literally, worse than the disease. You are currently...
I understand that. But it's not like these people just whipped up the vaccine and threw it out onto the market. They've tested it. And we kind of need a fix right now. We can't just keep locking down indefinitely. They've always wanted to do it. This seems like a plausible excuse. Yeah, you know, Wikipedia snippet, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. This is absolutely an excuse.
Everybody wants this over yesterday, he said.
Yes, they do. So let them do what they're doing.
But you can't pull away a pandemic, and it would be foolish and imprudent to override our usual ways of thinking about safety and quality of vaccine. You are currently...
Do you think they have? Do you really think they have?
This report by the Canadian Press was first published November 20...
Oh, people are... I understand that this can have some bad effects on immunocompromised people, okay? I'm not misunderstanding of that. But what's really bothering me is this acting as though this is the most deadly virus we've ever seen. It's demonstrably not. And we didn't act this way. Like, even when people went over to help with the Ebola pandemic in Africa. And people are going to go, oh, well, Ebola is transmitted differently. I understand that. But it also has worse effect. The plague still exists. You know, like we don't get like this about any other virus. Why are we getting like this about something that kills or badly affects, you know, maybe 1 out of 1,000 people? The numbers that we are seeing, we were told that they would be way more by now when this began. And they're not. They're a fraction of what was predicted. And not only are we not being grateful for that, it's almost like the authorities that are pushing these narratives are wanting more people to die just so that they can be right. And it's really sad. And it's really scary that they would rather promote panic and almost act as though not enough people are dying. And Like, on one hand, they want to stop the dying, but on the other hand, they're acting as though this is, if you point out the actual numbers, they call you a conspiracy theorist. It's like, why do you want it both ways? You can't have it both ways. Pincalo says, I learned something interesting about the plague from that mortician chick that I listened to. She did a thing on the plague. Oh, that video that you were talking about, or that you were playing, where they were talking about the plague that came in the 1900s to San Francisco. Was it San Francisco? Yeah, I remember that video. I was listening to it with you the other day. That was very interesting. I like that girl. I should listen to her more. No, I think he's talking about there was an actual outbreak of bubonic plague before the Spanish flu, but I could be wrong. I didn't listen to the entire video. But guys, my throat is starting to kill me, so I'm gonna end here, and give my voice a bit of a rest. I do thank you guys for watching. Hope Functional is feeling okay, and that we will see him next time. Come back tomorrow for another coffee stream. And thank you for watching as always. I hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.